I felt the captain of the side, Dede Ayew, should have been. Yes, I felt because after the AFCON, going into his new team, he really put on a fantastic performance.
Probably the coach is looking at, preparing a much younger team because Andre Ayew has been in the squad for a long time. He has given, a lot to the team, and I just feel that it is okay if it's he. Okay, guys, welcome to another episode of the PHS Football podcast. Today, we are here to give you some information or some news that have been breaking. As you know, the World Cup qualifiers is on the run, and Ghana is also playing some qualifiers, I think, somewhere next week. So the coach had to come out and then name his squad for the games that are ahead, and it was done today. This morning, that is Ghana's head coach Otto Addo mentioned his squad for our game against Mali, which is played on the 6th of June, and then against Central African Republic on the 10th of June as well. And so we just want to have a conversation. We first of all mention the players that have been selected, and also those that are injured, and those that we think were supposed to be in the squad but weren't called, and those who the coach also mentioned reasons why they are not in the squad, and those who also just excuse themselves from being part of the squad. My name is Prince Hamdan. As usual, I have my man Zapata. Zapata is in the building, and we are here to give you amazing information. So first of all, let's go through the squad. And I know you have, all the information with you right now.
Yeah.
Can you take us through from goalkeepers to our strikers from head to toe?
Okay. So from the goalkeeper side, we have Lawrence Atizigi, Jojo Walakot, Frederick Asari. To the defenders, we have Gideon Mensah, Ebenezer Annan, Mohamed Salisu, Jemel Opoku, Abdulmumin, Alexander Jiku, Ali Seidu, and Tariq Lamptey. To the midfielders, we have Mohamed Kudus, Ernest Nyama, Samed Salis, Ibrahim Sulemana, Thomas Tepate, the dangerous midfielder, Edmond Addo, Elias Owusu, and Abu Francis. Attackers, we have Osman Bukari, Fatou Isaaku, Anthony Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, Ibrahim Osman, Kamal Din Suleiman, and Brendan Asante. That's the squad for Ghana.
That's the squad.
Unfortunately,
Andre Ayew has been left out of the squad. It's the coach made mention of reasons, but then let's look at the players that were out because of injury. There were some of the players the coach mentioned as that he didn't include them as a result of injuries. Can you mention those players?
Actually, when the squad came out first, one thing I said was, where is Majid Ashmeru? So I was just, until I watched the interview, I realized that he had injury problems. So you have to solve that problem. Most Ghanaians don't know that he's having an injury problem. That's why he's not in the squad. So it's because of injury. So Majid Ashmeru is not going to make it into the squad
because of injury.
Yes, and Dennis Odoi too. Same
Professor.
Injury problem. Yes, with his spectacles.
He's
also not going to make it into the squad because of injury problems. Inaki Williams, one of the dangerous strikers in the Spanish league, he took the Afghan player of the season in the Spanish league. So he had a fantastic
African player.
Of the season in the Spanish league. They give those awards, so he took that award there. And rather unfortunately, he will not be able to make it into the squad.
Amazing.
And Baba Idrisu too is also not going to make it into the squad because of injury problems. Daniel Amate also had an injury. So these are some of the players that they have injury. And I was in the room when someone texted me and was like, Kofi Chire is not in the squad. And I was like, it's because of injury too. Kofi Chire too is not going to make it into the squad because of injury problems too. Joseph Addo too, same
injury.
Same. So these are the players with injury problems.
Are they all?
Yeah.
So I think also, which are some of the players you feel should have been part of the squad?
I felt the captain of the side, Dede Ayew, should have been. Yes, I felt because after the AFCON, going into his new team, he really put on a fantastic performance. Ghanaians were all over posting his videos saying that, Charlie, this guy is, the AFCON has wigged him up, so we need to watch him. Because if you watch their team performance, you realize that goals, assists, his involvement is very, very fantastic. Sometimes he's not the one who will give the assist, but the pass that he will give to lead to the assist to the goal is fantastic. So I was expecting the captain of the side to be in the squad. But I feel some way, somehow, it's also good for him to relax. Maybe when we qualify, maybe we will call him back, then he will come and gauge his experience.
I remember somebody asked, and then whether that is just the end of his call up to the national team, or there could be another instance where he will be called. But then the coach said he can never say anything about that, because if he's informed, he's looking out for the players that are going to perform. But I also feel that probably the coach is looking at preparing a much younger team, because Andre Ayew has been in the squad for a long time. He has given a lot to the team, and I just feel that it is okay if he's rested, because Jordan is still there, his brother he's taking after him and all of that. So I think it's not really a big deal. Maybe that is not the way he would have wanted it to be, but I feel that the Dede Ayew we knew then, it's not the Dede Ayew we have now. I understand that he's more of a motivation to the team, but then he cannot be in the team forever. There will definitely be times that we have to move on, or he has to move on and allow other youngsters to, because in as much as regardless the form you have, you cannot be as a youngster who is just coming up, and also experience counts, but there are equally other experienced players. So for me, it's just much of what you bring to the table, because at the moment, he might be doing very well at club level, but we've seen a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to national team level. So I feel the coach is, and there have actually also been instances where a lot of people come out at him and then insulting him and all of that. So I think it's just good for him to just rest, and then take his cool, and then just watch them from the TV, and then also motivate the boys from the outside. For me, I think it's cool. Let's see how the team will perform without him. And then going forward, probably the coach would be informed as to what next to do.
Watching the interview, I realized that the comment section, people were like, the coach will bring in these youngsters to perform and qualify for the competition, and when they are done, he will bring in the OGs to come and play them. So
that takes me back to the man himself, Otto Addo, coming back to take the job as Black Stars coach. What is your take on him? Because we all know what he did, and then he went back. Now, do you see a different Otto Addo? Do you see something different happening?
Actually, I was very disappointed in his first two matches coming back. Not the first
when
he just came back. The first two matches, really losing against Mexico and I think USA. Those matches. I was very disappointed because I thought he has learned more about the squad and he knows them. So he should have maybe at least a draw could have been better for Ghana. You see, and he did a fantastic job at the World Cup. Frankly speaking, Otto Addo did a fantastic job at the World Cup. Ghana not qualifying to that group was a group of death. But
the World Cup is always like a bit of a strong area for every country. So it's sometimes difficult, but we can never tell.
So he coming to the squad, the team now is an add-on for the team, because whenever you see Otto Addo coaching Ghana Blaster, you realize that some young players improve. See, when Otto Addo came, I realized that Fatai Saoku and Ernest Nyama, those guys were they had the chance to play. And one thing is that the old coaches, those we called up, they are more into those old players. Like I just don't know, they are more into those old players. Even when the new player comes, playing time becomes a problem. I remember when we went to the AFCON, some young players like David Sadana Bagna at that time weren't able to play those AFCON matches, even though some of the matches were already killed and stuff. So I know Otto Addo coming in, he will give the young guys a chance to play, and we will have a better squad.
But what do you think he should do differently this time around?
This time around, what I would say he should do is focus on the winning team more. He shouldn't be too much in saying this one should play some, like someone should go and come. He should focus on the winning team, maintain the winning team, have a specific 11, even though there will be an injury crisis, but he should have a specific 11 that we know. You see, then times Ghana, we used to have those specific 11. We know definitely this player.
Squad.
Yeah.
But and that actually brings the enthusiasm and the love for the game. Yeah.
Otto Addo may call today 23-man squad today. Then the next day he will change the squad. So we don't have
that part of building the team, because probably right now we don't have like that solid team that we can say these guys are going to be doing the job for us. So is he not supposed to work around that and then now get us that? I mean,
it's supposed to work that way, but sometimes too much of it becomes
too much.
Yeah, very bad. So I feel Otto Addo should just maintain some of the squad, even though there will be injury crisis and stuff. He should just maintain some of the squad and just try to coach them very well. And I know Ghana will get there because we've been there before. We know our blaster.
He also made mention of the fact that he'll be looking more into the local league because now he's more on a full-time job. You know, initially he was doing something part-time, but now you can see he's more focused on the Ghana job and he actually wants to make some difference. Do you think inclusion of local players, as we call it, or domestic players, would change anything? Because currently what we have is that you when you hear of a player, or when the GF hears of a player playing abroad and is doing well, they quickly rush to talk to the player and bring the player in. I mean, we have a lot of instances of that, and still we are not able to perform as we want to perform. Do you think that if we start to work with a lot more homegrown players who understands our system, or who understands how like we play our football, it's going to, because a lot of these guys were not born here, so they don't have that African mentality and the strength and all of that. Do you think he should concentrate a lot more on local or domestic players?
I think he should concentrate on the local players. Sometimes, not all the time. You see, you can't rely on them. Sometimes when they get to some stages, they will see big players and panic. That's why sometimes we need the foreign players to add up to make a good squad. But I think it's high time you call, if it's 26-man squad, you call 13 foreign local players and you call 10 local players. It will be fair for Ghana. You see, because there are many players in the league performing currently. Like Semate's player, Emmanuel Kayeke, he's really doing a fantastic job and he has not been called into the squad. I was very, very surprised not seeing him in the squad, because currently they are the favorite to pick the Ghana Premier League. And the kind of ball they play, this Semate's player, interesting mind player, I've forgotten his name, is Addo or something. He's really also doing well and they are not being called. You don't know what's the problem, because they play equally like these European players. It's just that they don't have that exposure. I don't know if it's management problem or what. So I will seek or ask Coach Otto Addo and his technical team to focus on these local players. Make sure they go in for them, call them. Even if it's a camping, just camp them. Not even straight ahead to the Ghana national team. Just calm them, groom them, like make them know what the task is, playing for the blaster. Then bring them to the national team and see what they can do. Because Ghana, we've done it before. I realized in our young age, Ghana, we took Accra House of Folk team to play the national team, and they did a fantastic job. So we can do it.